What if I told you, life never ends, it only changes? We live in a world that often fears death, mourns decay, and chases eternal youth and immortality, but nature has always known a deeper truth. One we can see if we look closely enough. In the natural world, nothing is wasted. Every leaf that falls, every creature that dies, every droplet of rain that hits the ground, becomes the foundation for something new. Life doesn't disappear. It transforms. Our bodies, just like the trees, the rivers, the soil, and even the animals, are designed to return to the earth, to become nourishment for what comes next, ashes to ashes, dust to dust, and not an ending, but a beautiful continuation. Somewhere along the way, we forgot this. We started building systems, ideologies, and even diets that tried to escape the natural cycle. We invented labels like good and bad, ethical and harmful, based on incomplete pictures of reality. Vegans often tell us, don't kill animals. But what about plants? Plants are alive too. They grow, breathe, respond to touch, and even communicate with each other. To live is to take life in some form, and to die is to give life back to the earth. There is no way to step outside of this ancient law. In nature, death is not cruelty. It is generosity. The death of the old tree becomes the cradle for 100 new saplings. The fallen deer feeds the soil, the vultures, the beetles, and eventually the grass that feeds new life. Every act of decay is an act of renewal. This is how ecosystems thrive. The waste of one becomes the wealth of another. The death of one becomes the birth of many. Nothing exists in isolation. Everything is part of a grand, interconnected web. Even our bodies, these vessels we live in, are part of the cycle. Somewhere along the way, we forgot this. We started building systems that taught us to fear death, to preserve and seal our bodies away. Instead of returning to the earth naturally, our ancestors knew better. They buried their loved ones beneath trees, letting their bodies feed the soil, the roots, the life that would carry their spirit forward. Every cell, every breath, every heartbeat is borrowed from the earth. When we pass, we don't vanish, we return. Our minerals, our water, our energy dissolve back into the soil, feeding the very life that will one day rise again. So if you've ever felt afraid, disconnected, or even guilty for being part of the cycle of life, know this: you belong to it, you are it. Life is not about avoiding death, it's about understanding that death itself is sacred, that every goodbye makes room for a new hello. Remember, be the CEO of your own health, and honor the truth: you are not separate from nature's cycle. You are one of its most beautiful expressions. So as we reflect on this truth, that life doesn't end, it simply transforms. Let it remind you that you're not broken, lost, or out of place. You're evolving. You're part of a sacred rhythm older than time itself. If this message resonated with you, if it stirred something deep in your soul, then let's keep this conversation alive. Like this video if you felt the shift. Comment below, what part hit you the hardest? Subscribe and turn on notifications, because we're coming back with more inspirational ideologies of thought. Ideas that make sense in a world that often doesn't. We speak truth here. We uncover the changes in the system that have reshaped our bodies, our health, and our connection to nature. We question what's been normalized, and we remember what was once sacred. So stay curious, stay sovereign, and above all, be the CEO of your own health.